The 3D platformer was miraculously back in vogue a half-decade ago. It was a welcome sight, but no character took a stranger path there than a little fox named Lucky. The original Lucky's Tale launched in March of 2016 as an Oculus Rift exclusive. Reviews claim it's polished but unremarkable and lacks VR-specific innovation. Playful has taken some of the criticism to heart with the non-VR sequel, Super Lucky's Tale. Critics were lukewarm on its original form, but its port for the Switch that launched 2 years later is loaded with changes and improvements. The plot is revamped, the gameplay feels much better, and the overall experience is streamlined. This is the version that's currently on Game Pass, so if you played this cute jump-a-thon years ago, it's time to recalibrate and find out if new Super Lucky's Tale is a game pass or a game fail.
Come on!
New Super Lucky's Tale is a very simple 3D platformer. There's a lot of collecting to be done, and Lucky has just 2 moves, a double jump and a tail whip. You can also burrow underground, but that's pretty much it. The controls feel responsive, and there's a lot of wiggle room and safeguards in place in case you don't land a jump perfectly. Lucky's leaps are also higher than they need to be, so experienced players will completely skip some obstacles that younger players may find challenging. It's a game that's clearly aimed at kids, so its lack of difficulty makes some sense.
To walk and durable armish.
The well-designed levels truly run the platforming gamut. There are 3D levels, 2D levels, and auto-running sections, and in true 3D platformer fashion, there are some mini-games to tackle. Each level has unique mission objectives in addition to collecting 3 different types of doohickeys. Boss fights are a staple of the genre, but here they are extremely repetitive despite the game taking less than 5 hours to complete. And we didn't come to that figure by mainlining through the primary quest. We've collected the vast majority of the vapid crap it requests and spent an hour clearing its post-game challenge levels. There's not much incentive to go back and finish it off unless you like costumes. While it falls short in length, new Super Lucky's Tale is long on charm. In one level, you'll help worms recover a gaggle of oversized brainwashed chickens. In the next, you'll participate in a ladder match of the mind to prove yourself to a band of wrestling-obsessed yetis. Then you'll destroy a bunch of speakers blasting dance music so some aquatic creatures can relax to a jug band. It has a lot of heart. One thing working in new Super Lucky's Tale's favor is that there aren't that many similar options on Game Pass. This holds true whether you're looking for another 3D platformer or just other options for kids. A lot will depend on which version of Game Pass you subscribe to. On the PC side, De Blob is a unique game where you're challenged with painting each level as you bound from one platform to the next. It's over a decade old, but it still mostly holds up, and the critics have been kind to it. Moving to the console version of Game Pass, its biggest competition is Rare's Banjo Duo from the N64 era. Both games are polished, gigantic, and can be very challenging at points. They are the polar opposite of new Super Lucky's Tale, and it's hard to recommend them for young children. With so many indie games on Game Pass, if you expand the pool to 2D platformers, there are more choices. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is a great Donkey Kong Country-esque platformer with a similar style, even if the titular layer is a little too impossible. Celeste is a challenging but excellent 2D platformer, and assists are available if you just want to experience its touching story. If you are just looking for a cheap babysitter, you can turn to Disneyland Adventures or Rush, a Disney Pixar adventure. Both games were originally designed for Kinect, but have been repurposed to remove the motion controls. Disneyland Adventures is a minigame collection, while Rush is a more traditional 3D platformer, but both are mediocre at best. Now it's time to find out, does new Super Lucky's Tale get a game pass or a game fail? While it's not a stellar entry in the genre, new Super Lucky's Tale definitely has a potential audience. It's just not you. Kids will relish its strong personality, wacky scenarios, and mild difficulty curve. It's also short, which could give the children in your home a nice sense of accomplishment when they complete it. You might even enjoy playing along with them, for a while. New Super Lucky's Tale is the exact reason Game Pass exists. It's a $40 game that's less than 5 hours long. No one wants to pay that, but roll it into a service that costs you a little bit every month, and suddenly it becomes viable. It also helps that there aren't especially strong comps in the genre. After over 20 years on the market, you've already played the Banjo games if you had any interest. It's also easy to pick it up, make some progress, and put it back down to move to something else. It's a rare breed on the service that will pay for itself with just a couple hours of babysitting play. New Super Lucky's Tale gets a Game Pass. Next week, we shift gears to focus on new games being added to Game Pass in January. And the next target is Neoverse.